DJ Middle Craig of Craig's Middle Storm here, and I have the members of Blood of Angels with me today. Hey, how's it going? Would you like to introduce yourselves and what positions you guys do in the band?
Well, hi, my name is Randy Reyes. I'm the lead vocalist in the band.
Aaron Robinson, guitars.
The Maggot, I play bass.
Jonathan Rushford, drums and keys.
Right on. Before we get into the first question of the interview, I'd like to thank you guys for the time we're here at Mango Music Radio on Craig's Metal Storm for this interview today.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, thank
Thank
you.
you.
It's a pleasure.
And the first question of the interview is, and all you guys can answer what you can of it, please go back in the history of Blood and Angels and how the band all got started.
It came up from the ashes of the demise of my former band and Maggot's former band too, Foreshadow, back in October of 2015. Originally, it basically it was just kind of a studio project of some songs that I had left over that we were working on with Foreshadow that I just really wanted to record. So I worked with session musicians and did the debut EP Rise of the Fallen Gods in 2017. The first single, Odin's Wrath, did pretty well. It won a few of the Independent Music Awards. The big one being in 2018 in New York City at the in Lincoln Center. And that's when management, and booking agents, and record labels actually came around looking at us after that award win. So I realized that this is something to become more serious. And I needed serious people and serious friends. So first I talked to Maggot originally, and he was interested. The second person I came across was Jonathan, and we started working together, just the two of us, just to really get in sync, just between tightening up between guitars and drums. Just getting everything together before we brought Maggot into rehearsals after having a few songs down, because this guy picks up things like nothing, like nobody's business.
Yeah,
I mean, he can accomplish writing in an hour what it takes most musicians to do a couple of months. So incredibly impressive. But we still needed the vocalist, and at the time we were rehearsing at Randy's place. He had an area in his house that he was renting out for bands to rehearse, and Jonathan was a longtime friend of his. So that's how we got introduced to Randy. And we were talking about vocalists, and he wanted to give it a try. So he hooked up a Mushroom Head song, which he did both vocal parts awesomely.
Yeah.
The next thing we did is I handed over the guitar demo and the lyrics to Monotheism, the first song on Failure of Faith album. And he came back and practiced and sang it with us like he's been rehearsing with us since day one.
After a week.
Yeah, after only a week, and just nailed it beautifully. And it's like, yeah, and he became the right guy. We already had friendship and chemistry. So we came together. We did the Failure of Faith album, toured the U.S. with that. And now we're working on our new album to be out through Biohazardous Records next spring. And recently, for our latest single, Spillage, we won the Hollywood Independent Music Award for Best Metal Song. So here we are at this point, 2023, 8 years later, in a brief explanation.
Which you would have thought, like Hollywood Independent Music Award winning would have been a song about a dead possum.
Right.
The decaying corpse of a dead possum in Jonathan's backyard. That was the lyrics, basically.
Yeah, that's what inspired the lyrics.
Yeah.
It inspired the lyrics for that song.
It was bloated. It was, yeah.
You never know what you got until you put it out.
You know, you got to pick up a corpse by the tail and a skeleton comes out.
We cremated it, by the way. We cremated it in the fire pit.
Yes, we cremated it. We gave it a proper burial, proper Viking burial.
Yeah.
How did you
it
guys
got
come
the-
with
it got
the
the
band
respect
name
deserved.
Blood of Angels?
What's up?
How did you guys come up with the band name Blood of Angels?
Well, Blood of Angels is kind of a name that kind of kicked around in my head. Originally, I was thinking of doing it as a side project outside of Foreshadow. When Foreshadow demised, it was like, okay, well, this would be the thing to do. Besides, I think it's a really good metal name. It's kind of metaphorical because all the monotheistic faiths have some sort of spirit guide, whether you call them angels or gurus or spirits from the underworld that gives us message, prophets, etc. So metaphorically, the bleeding of angels was kind of the symbol of ending of organized religion.
Right on, guys. Just so you know, I'm actually a bit that way myself. I got a Baphomet ghost head necklace that I'm wearing right now.
Fire.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
The next one I'm going to ask you in just a sec, but just so you guys know, on top of this DJ gig that I do, I'm a vocalist myself. I'm trying to get my band back going after an 18-year hiatus.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Deicide style, or Benton I learned from, Malignancy, Incantation, the old school death metal bands.
Right on.
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's not easy doing that. I've been doing it since I was 16. I'm 47 now.
Nice.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
That's experience.
31 years. I still have a little trick I use when I'm practicing a bit. I'll take a week, work on my vocals so I don't get borderline laryngitis, trying to drop my depth in that practicing, and then I'll take 2 to 3 weeks off. I'll go back ahead of it again and rebuild from there.
Okay.
Nice. I just practiced my vocals singing along to the radio over the years and stuff like that. A couple of Slipknot albums, a couple of Mushroom Head albums, and just kind of try to stay very dialectal to the lyrics and actually like present the words accordingly so that my words aren't just a bunch of mixed soup, just blah, 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 blah. Instead of that, it actually, lead me now or take me here. I'm not. So you can actually understand the message that's coming across. That's what I've been
I know what
focusing
you
on.
guys are saying there. Just so you know.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like some people don't think I can pronounce words, or they think I'm going too deep for my talking voice.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
I think I do just fine on everything.
Oh, yeah.
It's good to stay in the range.
Got to.
That way you're
Who
shooting.
designed the Blood of Angels band logo?
The current one, actually, my wife did with collaboration from all of us.
Yeah.
And then we forwarded it over to Icer, a friend of ours up in Ohio, and he did the graphic design.
That's awesome, man. By the way, the Blood of Angels band logo looks sick and amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Awesome.
Appreciate it.
What are the band's immediate music career goals?
Well,
Take the fucking world.
For me personally, I want to play as many shows as possible, hit as many areas as possible. I want to travel the world with it. And overall goal with that is be to the point that while I'm traveling, touring, and performing everywhere, to know that my bills are covered. So whenever I get back home, I don't have to worry about, bills not being paid. And then whenever I'm back home, I can get back to work and, save up and all that other stuff. But it's a work in progress.
For me, it's kind of just making heavy metal underground music mainstream, like everything that's underground eventually becoming the most popular vote, and stuff that just comes out of nowhere, having more like backbone and like key ingredients behind it in order to make it dissolve into the social media world, where like things that sound irrelevant become relevant.
yeah, and that's really kind of the overall goal of this band in general when we began. Yeah, as far as like again, immediate goals is finishing this album, getting it out, and getting back on the road by next summer, for sure.
Definitely.
Yes.
Awesome.
Our next album is going to be based off different types of death and different death rituals and stuff, pretty much different meanings of how the world interprets death. So that's our new category for the next album. So we'll be able to dive into different religions and different life ways of how people interpret it and stuff like that. And hopefully we can give people insight on the how the world works as far as burying their dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, different ways people say goodbye.
Right on. Just so you guys know, when we were doing that sample of vocals for myself earlier, I also got high ranges too.
There you go.
Breaks a bit, but I'm still working on the highs. I just started back into them about a month ago.
Right on.
Yeah.
Just picture screaming at a 3-year-old that's killing your 3-year-old. Yeah!
Whatever helps the social motivation.
Right.
I'll get you there.
That'll work.
What? Oh yeah, I almost asked the same question a second time.
That's okay.
Got lost
It happens.
when they're shooting the shit. Would you mind talking about the single Spillage that you just released?
Or lyricist.
Yeah. So we were. I was at my drummer's house, where we actually band practice at, is at my drummer John's house, and I was at his house the day before, and I was helping him with yard work because he has a badass yard that it's kind of built like a nature park where there's plenty of tree cover and stuff like that and bushing, so it's really badass. So I wanted to help him shape it a little bit. So we were in the process of doing that, and we came across a dead possum in his yard, and we're like, oh man, that stinks, let's get that out of there. So somebody grabs it by the tail. I'm not sure which one. They grab it by the tail, and the whole spinal column rips out of the possum, and that was pretty gnarly. We bring it to the fire and stuff to burn it so it wouldn't stink and stuff. And then that night I spent the night at his house because we've been drinking, doing yard work. So I crashed at his house to be safe. And we were in the band room, and I woke up the next day on the air mattress in the band room, and he comes in there and sits behind a drum set, and we started writing this song called Spillage because we really couldn't think of a way to interpretate the name Spillage, because Spillage is another band, and they wrote a song called Blood of Angels. So we were Blood of Angels, so we wrote a song called Spillage. And Aaron will give you the background on that later. But so I'm trying to interpretate, like, what type of way could I demonstrate the topic of spillage? Is it like a nuclear chemical spill, an oil spill, or something? But once I saw that possum, I knew what I wanted to write about was basically the dead and decaying of a corpse, and that's what we came up with.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah, and you know, and the chorus and the main guitar riff is something that I already had, and it perfectly fit the lyrics that he wrote, so we ran with it.
Yeah, the guitar part was already written and stuff like that, and then once, like, just looking at the words while he was playing what he had for us and stuff, it seemed to fit perfectly with his music, so we knew he had something.
Awesome. Just so you guys know, this next one is a good one. You recently made a trip to Los Angeles for an award. Would you mind talking about this award and what it was about?
Yeah, I mean, it was only a little over a week ago that it all happened. So I'm personally, you know, maybe I speak for all of us, but I'm still a little high from it, from the experience and the announcement that we won. I know on the live feed, my "oh shit" definitely came through, even though we were up in the balcony. It came through the live feed pretty loud and clear, for what I was told. No, I mean it's an incredible honor. There were over 2,000 submissions from different bands from from all over the world, the U.S., some in Canada. Actually, a couple of the nominees were bands from Canada in the metal category, some from Australia, and to come out as the chosen winner is an incredible and fantastic honor. The experience was amazing. True Hollywood red carpet. We did the red carpet thing with pro photographers, like just constantly snapping, like almost like a miniature version you would see at the Grammys. And then after that, it was like 5 interviews. We did for couple for different TV programs that are here in the States, radio shows, notable music podcasts and everything. And then of course, after we won, we went backstage and did a post-win interview, and then the after party and the connections. And it was an incredible night, and it's something that I know we'll always remember, and we'll carry it forward, into the band's future. And yeah, hopefully, and the next one we'll add some more hardware to our resume.
And that's the thing about this band; it just keeps increasing. We're like climbing this gradual, proverbial steps of life, and so far, like we haven't went downward. Like it just keeps increasing more and more and more, and you can't help but to wonder maybe we have something here.
Yeah, I mean, it's one thing. I mean, we believe it in ourselves, but when we get a confirmation like this kind of award, or some of the charts we've done, or even when we went on the tours that we did in the States, some people came just to see a metal show. They didn't really know who we were, and then they're at our merch booth buying CDs and T-shirts, and they're staying in touch with us as fans. It's an incredible feeling.
Cool thing about that is there have been a lot of tours that we've done and saw the same people that we saw on the previous tour, or people that followed us around state to state, just couldn't get enough and wanted to see us again.
They love them Tampa boys.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's something about our hometown. And of course, knowing the history of death metal like you do, you know about our city, and what has come out of here.
Yeah, I do. And I just want to say personally, congratulations for the award, you guys.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you.
This next one's going to really get you guys thinking. You guys did a cover of Black Sabbath's Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath. What made you guys want to cover this song?
Well,
you chose it, so go
yeah,
for it.
that's my favorite Sabbath song. I've got a couple, but that's on the top of my list. I'll listen to that one on repeat. There was a compilation was going to be put out with Ozzy and Black Sabbath and bands, I believe, from all over the world. Or
I mean, mostly Europe. Yeah,
okay.
but there's some American bands, some other. Yeah.
Right.
It was mostly European bands.
Yeah, so they had requested us to do a cover of either Black Sabbath or from Ozzy, and that's what we chose, and that's the one that we recorded and released.
Right on. That's awesome, man. Just so you guys know, this next one is going to be a tricky one, but a good one. It's going to get you thinking a little bit, this next one. Does the band have any band gear endorsements?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, a few.
Yeah.
He's wearing it right now.
Symbols. I don't know if you can see it, but
Soul Tone Symbols.
I'm with Solar Guitars. All England's company from At the Gates. And working with them for the last 3 years. That's been a really good. We're also with WB Gear. Clothing line, Ghost Jewels. Gothic jewelry. Bestronics. Instrument cables. DiMarzio guitar straps, in-tune guitar picks, so kind of a little mostly guitar stuff.
And I'm hoping to get a previous investment and endorsement in Shure microphones, because I just love them.
Just so you know, to the vocalist, I actually love Shure microphones myself. I got an 87A beta cardioid condenser mic, small
Nice.
microphones. Those things are powerful.
I got an SM58.
Guys, a funny story. I was doing a show at 666 night here in my town with my girlfriend Lisa. We were both, because we're both vocalists. She's doing back vocals. I go into one of my high streaks. I had the mic about that far away from me because I do a grindcore style streak, like Japanese band, some crazy Japanese grindcore style vocals. I was so loud, I blew the PA speaker out. They still haven't fixed it right.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
How long ago was that?
Back in 2006, 25 years
Oh,
ago.
Yeah, the trick is to
Yeah,
not
that's
put
a
your
while.
hand on the microphone. Like every microphone I ever bought in my entire life has had directions with it. And if people would take the time to look at the directions and notice that you're not supposed to put your hand over the microphone as you're singing, they would get a lot farther than they are right now. Just like I'm getting a lot farther than I thought I would.
Yeah, I usually don't cut the mic unless I'm doing to
Yes.
bring some of my lows a little lower. Then I'll cut the mic for a little bit. But I always use open mic most of the time.
Yeah, Corpse Grinder does that. The little microphone.
It's kind of like having a distortion pedal built into your hand.
Yeah.
You can change everything.
Also, a little trick where you can use different angles to get different ranges on your voice too.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that one I asked. Sorry. Where have you toured?
Ooh.
I mean, pretty much in the States. Michigan, Ohio, Indiana, Kentucky.
Pretty
Of
much
course,
there.
here, Florida, Texas.
Up 95, back down 75. And
Yeah,
all the way
yeah.
down to
Texas,
Texas.
New
North
Orleans,
Carolina, South Carolina,
New York,
Louisiana,
Michigan.
New York, basically Midwest, the Midwest of the U.S., Northeast, and the South.
from Texas.
Haven't quite gone out west yet.
Florida.
Hope to fix that the next go around.
Yeah. We only go there for the award.
Yeah, okay.
We might have an
You
upcoming
hold on,
tour
North Virginia?
in South America.
Yeah, next year. Yeah, hope. Yeah, we're knock on wood that all works out. But yeah, we're getting that together.
Just so you guys know, you hit North Virginia at all for a show, hit up a band called Sacrificial Betrayal to do a tour with you guys. They're freaking awesome shit.
Yeah, no, yeah, I know. We know who they are. I think we did a metal festival with them in Kentucky.
Oh,
I think so.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
So you met Tom and the guys.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I just actually did an interview with him back 2-3 days ago that we got an hour and 15 minutes for.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll
Cool.
send you the YouTube link later for that video, the interviews to check out.
Awesome.
What are some of your favorite moments when on tour?
basically the quality time I get to spend with all my best friends. Like when we go on tour, we're playing shows that are 30-minute sets and 45-minute sets and stuff like that. But all that time for like a day is a small portion of compared to all the quality time I get to spend with all my best friends. And our personalities match so well that we're able, like, we don't really, like, sometimes we have disagreements, but we know how to talk to each other and stuff like that. So I would say the quality time between the bandmates, personally.
Yeah, I'll definitely have to agree with that. On top of that, getting an opportunity to experience different venues and stages. I'm in audio production, stage production, stuff like that. So to be able to be on other stages with different equipment, different venues, I'm really into that. And then to be able to get a chance to basically go to live music shows every single night, just back to back. And I love going to shows, and I'm actually a part of it. And that's exciting to me, because I'm not traveling out and going to a concert, paying to get in, and then I have to go back home after that. No, it's literally, you go there, get to enjoy the bands, get to individually hang out with the bands, the band members, and get to perform with them.
3 weeks of shows for free.
Right. Yeah. And really to be able to hang out with the bands because you're on the bill with them. I mean, I would hang out with the bands that I go see regardless anyway, but it's a lot different. And just night after night, just continuous. It's a great time. I love it. I mean, music's my passion, and any opportunity I get to do anything that has anything to do with it, it's going to be a great night.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's just meeting the people that come to the shows.
Yeah.
And the enthusiasm and the excitement. And
I do love the
everything.
fans.
So many
Yeah.
personalities.
Yeah.
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 So many.
And and the traveling to different cities, experiencing the different kinds of food, like whatever this I mean, the good thing about living here in the United States is every city has everything.
New
But
Orleans.
oh yeah, I know. But there's that exactly, like New Orleans, which has very
state's like a whole new
special.
place every time we go there.
Yeah, special things like you're in Texas, man, you got to have some smoked brisket. You know,
Oh yeah.
it's a must. You know, yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, and the food in Louisiana. I mean, yeah, pick one. You know, it's between jambalaya, yeah, a real po' boy. You know,
Sir
real
sandwich.
gumbo.
So,
Yeah.
in a way to sum it up, going on tour is like going on vacation for us.
Yeah, always it is
And
an
the fact
incredible long road trip.
When we got a free moment in between the shows. We don't just sit and wait. We actually walk around and do tourist shit.
Yeah, we see
Yeah.
museums. Aaron and Barbara,
Yeah.
our photographer / his wife,
Mhm.
is really good at organizing our tours and getting the most out of our experiences, so we can see key like historical places and really get in touch with the
We
cultural
walk a mile long down
perception of the
street and
United
then back the
States.
other
Yeah,
side.
so you know who the people are that you're playing in front of and where they come from and what and what the experiences they have historically and culturally.
Well, yeah, the guys from Pantera, we went to their
Oh yeah, in Arlington, yeah, the Abbott brothers, Don and Vinny, that was a somber moment. That was awesome.
Yeah, I probably would have never had the
getting-
opportunity to go.
Getting to
Yeah,
play at the
true.
Tommy Gun House was actually
Yeah.
pretty
Oh
good.
the Thompson House in Newport, Kentucky, yeah, where they build Tommy guns, and then for gangsters, in the early 100 years ago now.
That was a fun place.
Yeah, that was a hell of a place.
We walked through caves, we scoured mountains,
Yes, we did.
and in between we played a little music.
Yeah, it's an experience for all.
Right on. And just as a joke with the drummer, it looks like me and you are trying to get each other an arm for the beard.
Yeah. Okay. Give me
No,
two
I
more
mean,
votes.
Here's the all-time champion
there
back
you go.
here.
I meant the guy's back. Got me too confused. Sorry.
Been growing mine for a few
What
years.
are
now.
some of your favorite moments when in the studio?
Watching them do their magic.
Watching you do your magic.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, everybody, yeah.
For me, you go ahead.
I'm pretty insecure about a lot of things I do and stuff like that, and to present a type of lyrics and sing for someone like the guy who's mixing our music and putting it all together, and for him to tell me I'm doing a great job, because I've known him to tell musicians, get the hell out of my studio and go practice, then come back. So from coming from a musician like that, for him to tell me I'm doing a great job and I have something, and being able to nail songs in just a few takes, really gives me the inspiration and excitement that everything a studio should be about.
Yeah, I love Preston at that sense. He's told, but thankfully he hasn't said it to us so far.
Yeah.
But yeah, where he's told people, it's like, all right, that's not bad, but do it again and don't suck.
Yeah.
But
I know you got a better
when things come together, when that moment happens after the mixing and the mastering and the playback happens, and we're like, yes.
Yeah.
That's wow. Okay, wow. We did that together.
That's what he was pushing for.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, that's a great feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's our first critic.
Yeah.
Because everything goes through Preston first before anybody else hears it. So that's
Right
good.
on.
So basically having like being there while it's all coming together, like we're all very well rehearsed before going into the studio, but then hearing it all come together, and being a recording engineer and producer myself, working with Preston I've worked with others, and I couldn't be happier working with Preston, because he knows his stuff, and both him and I see eye to eye on a lot of things and get the same ideas. So working together with him is a breeze. So it's always a great experience.
And I would suggest that for any musician in the Tampa Bay area that is looking to record some music, Preston is the guy to go through.
Yeah, at Modern Audio Works.
He'll tell you how it is straight up. He won't bullshit you. He will let you know what you need to work on and what you're doing good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Just so you guys know, this next one is a really good one. Who have you toured with?
The Convalescence, Filth.
Filth.
Yeah, Reflections of Flesh. Those guys were really good. With a tour with the Convalescence, we were supposed to hit the road with Casket Robbery as part of it. They couldn't. Huh?
Yeah, we did.
We did some shows with Jungle Rot. That was absolutely amazing.
Right on. This next one is going to get you guys on a bit of a possible rant, just to warn you.
Again?
Please give some guitar tips or advice for starting out guitarists.
Starting out guitarist. Okay.
Can I start and you finish?
Go for it. Go ahead.
Be very patient and work on exercises, or you won't be able to play songs. If you don't have a steady stream of exercises you do before you start that guitar, you're gonna fall short. Okay, you can take the rest.
Practice.
The great advice that Joe Satriani has before he even teaches anybody is learn where all the notes are.
Yeah.
On the guitar, learn where all the notes are, effortlessly and easily, because once you have that memorized, theory becomes a lot easier. The circle of fifths, how to harmonize in the third, how to harmonize with the seventh, where the octave is.
Even the ninth, crazily.
Even the ninth, yeah, exactly.
Augmented, diminished.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
but that all begins by knowing where all the notes are on the guitar.
Yeah.
And then of course repetition.
Yes.
Practice to a metronome.
Practice.
Oh, yeah.
In today's music recorded digitally.
Did I say practice?
You did say practice.
Preferably a live drummer.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, with the way recorded music is nowadays, everything is onto the click. Everything is onto the metronome. And if you develop the skill to play to a click, you're going to make your producer or your engineer very happy in the studio. That you're playing to that click.
That goes for drummers as well.
Mm-hmm.
Because the drummer is the metronome, and the tempo is what the drummer says that it is.
Hopefully faster than slower, but yes.
We played our songs live, probably at 4 different BPMs at different times and stuff, and we're musicians, so we all stay with it.
Yeah.
We don't just, this is the one we practice this speed, so I'm just gonna stay with that. Nope. It's what the drummer says it is.
Yeah, sometimes he gets a little hyper and plays about 40 BPM over the original tempo. But there's nothing wrong with that.
I feed off the crowd.
Sometimes it's a little slower, and we gotta go.
Okay, all right. I'm holding this bend a little longer in the solo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My voice is dying. Play faster.
Yeah.
The next one was going to be drum advice from the drummer.
All right.
Go drum advice.
Good drum advice. Well, just like with guitar, a lot of practice.
Start with
Definitely.
piano.
Well, I did start with the piano. That helps with timing, rhythm, all that other stuff. But just like with the guitar, practice with the metronome, practice with your favorite songs that you, whenever you're listening to those songs, you really get into it, and it kind of makes you want to play the drums. So, okay, put on the headphones, listen to it, get behind the drums. If you don't have a drum set, you can get a practice kit, or just, hands on, tops of your legs, move your feet. Get to understand what you're hearing in that song. Well, what is the snare drum? That's going to be your downbeat. Your upbeat is going to be the kick drum. Recognize how that sounds, what you're listening to, and move hands and feet according to that. Even if you don't have a drum set, you can still pull it off. And if you do have access to a drum set, headphones, and play along with it. It's not going to be perfect. You're not going to match up exactly. But as long as you get out what you're feeling and you're on time, and it makes sense what you're playing. It doesn't have to be exact unless you're in a cover band and people expect it to be exact.
And remember, just because your first pair of drumsticks, that's what you started with, doesn't mean those are the drumsticks for you. Find the drumsticks that match your body form and your hitting ability and how hard you hit and everything like that, because that can make a world of difference. I speak from experience because I bought him my drummer a couple of drum sets, sticks, and you can tell the difference, and you can see the smile on his face when he gets that hickory wood in his hand.
Oh yeah. Very nice. And the other thing that I would suggest, if you have a drum set, while you're sitting down to it, utilize geometry, because your crash cymbal, I mean, just think geometry.
Like, everything within reach.
Yeah, everything's got to be in reach.
Nothing should be grasping far. You shouldn't have to pull far to hit something. It
Exactly.
should be in your wheelhouse.
Exactly. Like, I've got an effect cymbal, I've got a China cymbal, and on either side, but that China cymbal isn't way back there, because I'm going to cause damage to my wrist, arm, shoulder, and back by reaching way back there to do that. So it's got to be within range.
Comfort zone.
And snare is directly right in front of you. Kick drum, if you're doing double pedal like I do, the spacing, it's very comfortable. Not too far away, not too close. So positioning, and find what's comfortable and what feels natural, and then always set up that way.
Please give some vocal tips or advice for starting out vocalists.
Well, first you need to find out where your range is. Like, you need to know, how I started was I just sung along to the radio, and there were some songs that made my voice hurt, and there were some songs that my voice flowed perfectly through, or pretty good through, and you kind of stay in that range at first. You can always upgrade into more a further range of vocal, but where I found mine is kind of in the deep monotone, kind of like a deeper level and stuff like that. I'm not much of a high note unless I'm screaming, doing a pig squeal in my metal vocals. But I found bands that I really cherish, that I really I could listen to every single day, and I kind of sung along to those bands, and I kept them very diverse. So I kept for Muse, I like Muse for harmonization, Slipknot for growls, and System of a Down for unexpected situations. As far as music goes, it's just all over the sporadic thing. So I combined all three: Muse, Slipknot, and what was the last band I said? I forgot.
System of a Down.
System of a Down. So combine Muse, System of a Down, and Slipknot all together, and then it might not have been a perfect combination, but that's kind of where I went with it. So I could have my dialect, I could have my metal, and I could have my clarity all in one. And that's kind of the direction I went with it. But screaming at the top of your lungs in your car during traffic, singing to Slipknot will keep your sanity. I will let you know that. And it will it opened up a door for me for this band by doing that. I didn't take any vocal lessons. I just simply sung along to the people that I loved, and it just so happened that it worked out for this band. So never think that you have to put yourself in a certain category or anything like that. I'm not even really the biggest death metal kind of enthusiast. More of the music I listen to is more of a mainstream hard rock, southern rock kind of thing, but I just happen to do metal vocals good because of the certain types of manipulative influences that I've went through in my life and stuff like that. So it's really got to come from your heart and what you feel inside, or you're not going to be able to do it good.
I do have one thing to add to all of your questions all across the board.
100%.
Being diverse and not just being stuck in one genre of music will take you an extremely far distance. I actually jam with and have worked with many different genres, so many different musicians. I mean, from jazz, blues, swing, reggae, funk, classic rock, all forms of metal, 90s alt rock, 80s dark wave, post punk, original punk, you know, all that stuff. And over 31 years of performing with these musicians, I've developed my own style, but I can take any guitar riff and says, okay, well, I've got 10 different options. Let me feel it out, and then what fits the song better. And you've got a lot more options.
Yeah, so he can practice a song 10 different times
in a
and
little
play
box.
10 different drum beats, and he'll be able to identify which one he likes better. He keeps that in his memory, so he can play through all those types of things, and it's beautiful.
Yeah, so it's jazz metal on some of our stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, especially some of the newer, you know, Death Empire, one of the newer songs in particular.
And I'm undercover hard rock metal. That's what I am.
Undercover.
Yep. So be diverse. Always keep an open mind. Don't live in a tiny box, you know. And
Don't limit yourself.
yeah, don't limit yourself.
You might have to go out of your comfort zone in order to find where you're supposed to be vocally. That's what I did. I'm more of a like alternative, like Godsmack kind of 3 Days Grace kind of music where you can understand the lyrics and it's kind of like hard rock going on in the background. But I flourished in metal, and I'm flourishing in metal as we speak. So you never know where it's gonna end up and where it's gonna go. So keep your range really wide.
Please give some bass tips for starting up bassists.
Yeah, practice. Practice the hell out of it. Sleep with it. Make it your new girlfriend. You got to practice. I mean, it really is the biggest thing. I mean, everything everybody else said, and I just keep saying practice, because you do got to practice. You get those exercises. You know, again, you got to find. You know, a lot of people like buying things online, but I guess you can take your guitars and go get them set up for you too. You know, so you know. But I like, you know, when you go to a store and you actually pick up the instrument and you're like, okay, this is the one right here, because you feel it, you know, it talks to you. It'll play itself if you got the right one. So we get those exercises and pay attention and listen to music, man. Listen to everything.
Yeah, and if you feel trapped on a 4-string bass, maybe you need a 5-string bass.
Or even a 6-string bass.
Or even a 6-string bass. That's what he plays, a 6-string bass.
Yeah.
So.
But I tell anybody starting out, start off with the 4-string. It's a lot easier.
Yeah.
Until you feel limited and restricted, then expand.
You know, and again, like he said, the mixing of the genres too. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I was metal. I was all about speed and blast. I love bands like Autopsy and Cryptopsy. I love the grindcore. I played in a grindcore band in the local area for a while here in Tampa. Had a blast doing it. Still randomly do shows periodically. Probably another 5 years before that happens again.
Yeah, for all sort.
Yeah, you know, but you know, but being versed, you know, and listening to everything, you know what I'm saying? Because you know, whatever you listen to, it affects what you write and what you play.
Your bass player mentioned the band Autopsy in there. Funny thing, you guys mentioned them. I actually had a chance to talk with Chris from Autopsy for an interview.
Yeah, right.
Wow, awesome.
Love those guys, man.
Chris is cool.
Yeah, they know who Ulcer was. They gave us permission to do their song. We finished our set with their with one of their songs for 9 years. That was a lot of fun.
This next one is a really good one. What advice do you have for people who want to form their own bands?
Save money.
Save money, learn business.
Yeah.
At least someone in the band needs to be going to school for a business degree or something like that. Learn how the business works, learn how music works. Learn that it's not just playing instruments, and it's not just playing shows. There's a whole nother 3D factor that goes into music that Aaron handles a lot for us. Like our jobs are basically to perform our instruments. Aaron takes on the load. Aaron controls all the media and where things go and where things come from and everything like that. So really have someone in your band that knows business, and make sure your personalities match, or you will not move forward if you fight all the time.
And the reason why I bring up saving money is the the music and the way you perform will open the door, but nowadays in the music world, the opportunities cost money. There have been quite a few situations that unfortunately we couldn't take advantage of because the buy-on, they wanted us to pay them $20,000 to go on tour. So
$20,000 to play a tour.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm not gonna bring up publicly on what it was and what was all involved, because they'll probably come after my ass or I'll be done. And this band will be done, but because blacklisting's real. But I mean, that's kind of the reality. I mean, they, this very well-known band, they liked us, they liked what we're doing, they liked our shows, they liked everything, but then they wanted that kind of money. And and that's kind of, I'll say, the negatory part of the business, especially where metal, and I speak for metal because that's what we do. It feels like an only way to band to really get any kind of opportunities is almost, really good opportunities is outside of your local level, is to have deep pockets.
Yeah, if you want to be on the cover of Rolling Stones, just give them $10,000 and they'll put you on the cover.
Yeah.
No matter who you are.
Yeah. I mean, all these things. It's like, you guys sound great, so if you can wire me about 15 grand, what? And and that's the sad part of it. That like you were saying, like you meant, Autopsy was mentioned. You mentioned Deicide. You can't, those guys fortunately were able to come up in the old system. In a way where when record labels used to invest in bands, coming up, so they had the fortune of not struggling. Well, they did struggle, but not to the degree a lot of a band today has.
Yeah, now instead of 1,000 bands, there's 20,000 bands, so everyone becomes a liability. So the record labels have to cover their own asses at some point. But then all the other people, like 1 out of 10,000 bands, actually make it. So it's kind of a give and take kind of thing, and you're really rolling the dice on what you do. All you can do is be committed and give it your best shot. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. So you just try what you can.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, basically, you do the best you can with what you got. But I mean, having money is just as paramount as being a tight band with good songs.
You just recently signed with Continental Booking Agency. How does this feel?
Fantastic.
Yes.
I mean, hopefully it'll continue on into something. I mean, it's fantastic. I mean, it's a fantastic opportunity being part of a booking agency that has Deicide and Tear and Inhuman Condition and Slaughter to Prevail. And I mean, the list goes on of great bands that are on there. So it's an incredible opportunity, and we're looking forward to doing a lot of touring, working through them after our next album is done.
Yep. Take advantage of the situation that's been presented in front of us.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Who handles all the daily business activities, such as bookings and promotions and all that?
Well, I'm the de facto kind of band leader. I take in all the info, and and I work closely with the management with booking and things like that. Like I said, you mentioned Continental Touring. That's who's handling us booking wise.
He handles all the stress.
Yes, I do. I mean, we're currently.
Which is weird because he doesn't smoke. So.
No, but I do drink a bit of this, so that helps. With Biohazardous Records, for a record label, working with Dave Wright, he's been absolutely fantastic with us since day one. And then we work with Benjamin at Online Metal PR, and he's been almost for about a good year now, we've been with him steady, and the opportunities have been incredible between getting on podcasts and interviews and, doing a lot of articles. And he's been great about getting press releases out. So.
When writing Spillage, was it a joint effort, as in a collaboration between all members, or did each member do individual parts?
Well, I would say we kind of really. I mean, well, let's see. Jonathan and Randy, you collaborated on the lyrics together, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's mostly you, but Jonathan put his input on that.
Yeah, he made sure I wasn't making any grammatical errors. Plus, he gave me insight on different perceptions of different types of like the sentences I was saying. Like, we made everything relevant, and we made everything kind of hidden. So there's no mention of a dead possum in the song. Like, if you were listening to the song, all you would think about is like a dead, decaying corpse where vultures were circling. But that's pretty much you would get at it. You wouldn't think it was a dead possum. I didn't mention marsupial. I didn't mention a creature in the yard that I pulled his fucking spinal cavity out when I yanked on his tail. Like, none of that is mentioned. So it gives you a good imagination of the song, and so each person can interpret it in their own way, as far as like a dead, decaying corpse. Which, I mean, I don't know how many people can incorporate that in so many ways, but people do. So, and apparently people liked it. But
and I mean, like I said, the guitar riff, I was kind of writing a song, the music, and that really fit the lyrics, what was going on, and and Maggot does, and he does his magic with the bass, doing all kinds of the cool octave stuff that he does, which inspired some things, and I mean it was a pretty collaborative effort.
Aaron is really good at writing his guitar patterns, because he does the lead guitar patterns, and he gives us the rhythmatic guitar patterns. So some of that's like really established at the beginning, so it gives us our parameters on where we need to be. So it's a lot easier than everything just like we're playing like a free jam and come up with a song. Like we get these parameters where we're in, and we're able to make it fit without cutting lyrics, without cutting different parts of the song out. And he's very like I don't really know how to say it, but like mentally intuitive about like our perceptions on the actual song. So he listens to what we have to say about writing the music. He's not like just, oh no, it's going to be this way or no way. He actually listens to us and gives us and lets us have our ideas, and incorporates that in the actual song. And I think that's why the song was as good as it was, because of the openness of it.
And moving forward into this next album, we have been working in that frame a lot more, since we've been together now almost with this lineup of 5 years. We've learned each other's strengths and weaknesses.
We're capable of.
And really working together in a very positive way, in a very communicative way. Yeah, there's no one calling each other names and throwing shit and storming out the door.
Yeah.
You don't like my riff? Fuck you.
We're old enough to talk to each other like adults and stuff. And we know
I'm
how
the
to work
drummer,
things out.
and this is what I want to play. If you don't like it, pack sand. No, it's not like that.
Even though it doesn't fit anything else.
I've had drummers walk out on me because they didn't like what the guitar was playing, and so this is like completely different. This experience with this band is completely different.
Yeah, very much so.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of experience all around.
Yes, it's awesome. They let me play whatever I want.
Yeah, because you come up with genius shit. It's easy to do when you go, and I'm like, that's wow.
He knows where the notes are on the bass.
Yeah, I know.
That's key.
For those of you who don't know, Maggot plays lead bass.
Yes, he does. He does play lead bass.
I'll let you call it that.
I think we do.
Yeah,
that's what we did in the linear notes.
How does it feel working with Against PR to help get your band out there for promotional purposes?
I'm sorry, I didn't catch the whole question.
How does it feel working with Against PR to help get your band out there for promotional purposes?
Well, I mean, that's the name of the game, isn't it? Getting your name out there to as many outlets as humanly possible, and anybody that'll have you on your show, like you're having us today, which like we're very thankful for, and and thank you for taking the time to have us on today to talk to you.
We love the recognition. We really appreciate it, and I hope there's more to come, and we'll take an interview with whoever will have us.
Yeah,
because we're open to the ideas, and we're not gonna stray away from it, because this is our goal, and if this is what the people want, we're gonna give them to them.
Yep.
You're
Definitely appreciate the appreciation.
Mm-hmm.
You're signed to Biohazardous Records. How does it feel working with this label?
Dave has been great. I'd say he's probably one of the most honest people I've ever dealt with in this business.
Yeah.
Because he's not a Hollywood guy. He's not a shady. Well, I mean, not saying they all are. I'll say that, but a lot of the people in this business, like in New York, or kind of have that double hand shadiness. He's a genuine guy. He's a straight shooting guy from Indiana, which is really cool, and he tells you the truth. And so I couldn't ask for anything more than that.
We met him when we were on tour.
Yeah,
we were on tour in Kentucky. Yeah.
All we want is the truth. That way we know how to adapt to it. That's all we want.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Does the band have any social media outlets it can be reached on?
Oh yeah, Facebook. Our handle's Blood of Angels 1, Instagram Blood of Angels, YouTube Blood of Angels, Twitter's Blood of Angels 1. Pretty much any social media outlet. The new one that's out, Threads. I guess it's part of Instagram, where we're on that too, and we do post from time to time. And of course, our official website, bloodofangels.net, which all the videos and all the fun photos. Like I recently just posted the photos of our whole Hollywood Independent Music Award experience, from us just goofing off on Hollywood Boulevard and strutting around down in Vegas, to being on the red carpet and and doing the interviews and everything, and also the videos associated with that. So that's all up on our official website if anybody wants to take the time to scour through it. But
we got to give credit to Barbarazzi Photos.
Yep. Barbara, my wife, with Barbarazzi Photos. She's
capturing all these great moments.
Yeah, and bared the road with us. Yeah, and some of the embarrassing ones too. And but those are funny.
Yes.
And it's honest. And she's been on the road with us like a trooper, and documented everything, and also helped with merch. So she's my beloved wife. She's been an indispensable member of the team. Yeah. Basically a fifth member.
Yeah, totally.
I call it the backbone.
Very much so, yeah. And it makes the world so much easier for us.
Now it's not my responsibility.
She makes us feel like superstars.
Well, you are on stage.
Yeah. On stage, I'm the backbone.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
She makes us feel like winners, no matter what event we were playing or where we're at and stuff like that. She makes us feel like superstars.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she knows how to take the right pictures and make us look good doing it.
Yep.
Yeah.
She captures my good side.
Yeah.
She knows where all her good sides are. She knows not to take shots of me from the bottom up,
So. Let me get a picture under my guitar.
Well, sometimes photographers do that.
Yeah.
And then it's like, at a moment where I look funny and I got more than one chin, it's not flattering. It's okay.
Pablo Paco.
Yeah, exactly.
We got 4 more for the interview, and then I'll need a couple of station IDs from you guys.
I'm sorry, brother.
Said we got 4 more for the interview, and then I'll need a couple of station IDs from you guys.
Okay, cool. Yeah, no problem. You got it.
Do you guys have any plans to do any splits with any bands at all? And if so, which ones?
Hasn't come up. We'd be open to it, but it just hasn't come up.
But there are desires. There are like wish lists that we could probably name off a few. Like, I would not mind doing a duet with Corey Taylor. I wouldn't mind that.
Putting it out there.
Put it in the ether.
Yeah.
But yeah, that would probably be pretty freaking cool.
I don't know. Maybe some of them in the new album. Since he's right here, maybe we hit up George. Corpse Grinder.
Oh yeah.
Corpse Grinder.
Yeah,
That would
scream,
be
the
awesome.
scream on something. If he's cool with it, I mean, because
that'd
be cool.
because Preston did the
So if we did a
Ice
split,
T.
what would you want the other
Yeah,
band?
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind having
Yeah,
a vocal battle with the lead singer of Corpse Grinder. I think
Well, Cannibal
Yeah,
Corpse,
yeah.
or Cannibal
Yeah.
Corpse. Yeah.
Well, that's who he is. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The beers are hitting. It's all good.
This one's going to get you guys really thinking. Who are the band's musical influences?
I've got a whole array.
Black
You
Sabbath
do
back here.
yours, and we'll all do our own.
Black Sabbath and Slayer and everything in between.
Black Sabbath and Slayer. I think that with the sound of our band,
That's just
I think we pull from Lamb of God and Pantera, Amon Amarth, Fear Factory. I think those are the ones that really capture like the sound of who we are to a degree, what we're going for as a collective. I mean, individually we have our own different influences. Because for me, guitar, it's Randy Rhoads, Kerry King, Dino Cazares, and Dimebag. Those are the four that I really like to emulate as a guitar player. But yeah.
Yeah, and mine are pretty simple. They're I'm not trying to duplicate, just pulling influence from is I mentioned them before as Slipknot, Muse, and System of a Down. Just blending those three styles together in my head gives me what comes out on the microphone. So it's pretty simple for vocals. Like there's a lot of like subterranean different influences and stuff, but those are the main three.
It's difficult. It's difficult for me to narrow it down because my musical influence goes all across the board, all over the world. It could start off as easy as Tchaikovsky, music-wise, and what I listen to and movements, things like that. Even though the percussion is all symphony and orchestra, but the drums that I hear in my head from his scores, that's a big influence to me. And because of all the different genres, I could probably give you 200 and not be able to narrow down to the best three. Growing up, I would say one influence was Jimmy Chamberlain from the Smashing Pumpkins, because of his certain dynamical style that really stood out to me. But the list goes on, and I don't know every drummer's name, based on the music that I've enjoyed and music that's, in drumming that's actually influenced me. I've never been able to formulate a list, and I've tried because I've been asked that my whole life, and I'm still working on it.
It's basically a collaboration of his entire life.
Yeah, and music's my life, so it's really difficult to narrow that down.
Right, you maggot.
Because there's a reason for everything.
And then Black Sabbath and Slayer and everything in between.
Yeah,
Black
Sabbath, Slayer, and everything.
Everything in between. That works.
I walk the chords like Geezer.
Yeah.
I like Cliff. Cliff Burton was one of my favorites back in the day. Got taken from us way too early.
Yeah.
Most awesome bass player.
Yeah, and
then Metallica sucked after that. Yeah, I said it. Jason was okay, but and now they got one of my other favorite bass players, Robert Trujillo, which is actually awesome because I love the Infectious Grooves and the suicidal stuff, but Metallica won't let him actually play how he's supposed to play.
Yeah, and we have covered a few Motorhead songs, so that's definitely in the mix.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Are there any plans for any guest musicians with Blood of Angels, or have there been any in the past years that you'd like to talk about?
We did with Miss Omega.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, we did do that. I don't know why that slips my mind. We did a song in collaboration with a hip hop artist in Washington D.C., Amos Omega. How I came to meet him is in 2018 at the Independent Music Awards. We won for best metal and hardcore song. He won for best hip hop song, and we did hang out a bit, drinking a mixture of Hennessy and Jack Daniels, at the after party. And I know, it was delicious. It was a great time.
Sorry.
And and we stayed in contact. We're still in contact. We're still friends. But we did a song called "United Freedom," where his DJ sent us the beat, the beats. We put guitar, bass, and drums over it. In a metal style. We sent it back to him. He rapped over it. And it's out. It's been out for a few years on Spotify now, and it's pretty good, and I'm pretty happy with the track.
That's the new age coming. Is hip hop mixed with metal?
Well, old age coming back again.
That ain't new now.
Yeah, it's not new now. That was the
Well,
'90s.
it was hip hop and rock.
Yeah.
It's hip hop and metal.
Yeah. Well, the way we did it.
It was metal back then too, Anthrax.
Because but we did it. We kind of did it in a black metal style, though. Yeah. I mean, as opposed to the thrash style of Anthrax. Yeah. But yeah, to bring the noise to Public Enemy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was kind of our thing for that.
What new band news do you have on the Blood of Angels front? As in anything we haven't covered so far in this interview before we get into the station IDs?
A new one? I'm sorry?
New band news, as in stuff we haven't announced in this interview.
Well, we just got inducted into the Academia Hall of Fame.
Yeah, that's going to be May 18th. We're going to go back out to LA and be in the Academia Music Hall of Fame out there in LA. Yep. So that's going to be something.
Trophy
again.
Again. Good luck to that one, you guys. And now for the station IDs. I'm going to use you, Aaron, as the example, and the other three guys are going to follow you up afterwards. It's hey. This is Aaron of Blood of Angels, and you're listening to Mangled Music Radio.
Mangled Music Radio. Hey, this is Aaron from the band Blood of Angels, and you're listening to Mangled Music Radio. Just one at a time. Yeah, because we're each going to do our individual. So the first one's me, and then and then you'll do your individual.
I thought we had to improvise.
Yeah.
That was a good idea.
We each do our own. So you'll get your own. Sorry. This is Aaron from the band Blood of Angels, and you're listening to Mangled Music Radio.
This is Randy, the vocalist for Blood of Angels, and you're listening to Metal Music Radio.
Mangled Music Radio. Do that again. You want me to write it down?
This is Randy from Blood of Angels, and you're listening to Metal.
Nope.
No. Mangled Metal.
Write it down.
You want to go next while he thinks about it?
Let them go.
What is it again?
Mangled Music. Oh shit! Now I'm screwing it
Mangled
up.
Music Radio.
Mangled Music Radio.
Yep, Mangled.
Okay, Mangled Music Radio.
Mangled Music Radio.
Yes.
That.
You got that?
It's a tongue twister.
Mangled Music Radio.
Mangled Music Radio.
Yes.
This is Jonathan Rushford, the drummer for Blood of Angels, and you're listening to Mangled Music Radio.
Okay, take that again because you tapered off at the end.
Yeah.
But you had it right, but you said you didn't say radio. You did Mangled Music Radio. Complete the word. You got this.
I thought I skipped something.
No, you didn't. You were fine. You just pronounce the last word. You're good to go.
Mangled Music Radio.
Mangled Music Radio.
Okay. This is Jonathan Rushford from Blood of Angels. Well, okay, yeah. One more time.
Too much pressure.
Yeah.
Easy.
This is Jonathan Rushford, the drummer for Blood of Angels, and you're listening to Mangled Music Radio.
All right. Thank you.
This is Randy Reyes from Blood of Angels, and you're listening to Mangled Music Radio.
All right, let me get out of the way so Maggie can get in.
Just
Mangled
need
Music, is that right?
In Mangled Music
That
Radio.
was metal. All right.
Mangled Music Radio.
This is Maggot. Wait. This is Maggot from Blood of Angels, and you're listening to Mangled Metal Music Radio.
Mangled Music Radio.
Metal.
Take it again.
Okay.
Take it again.
I still think it was metal. I kept thinking it was.
Yeah. Mangled Music Radio.
Mangled Metal.
Mangled Music Radio.
Mangled Music. All right. This is Maggot from Blood of Angels. You're listening to Mangled Music Radio.
Okay.
Cool. Thank you guys very much for your time, and thank you guys very much for the interview.
No problem.
Oh, thank you.
Sir,
Appreciate you
thank
having
you.
us, brother.
We will get another one again soon when you guys have new materials to come out. Thank you for the time today. Thank you very much for the interview. Have yourselves a wonderful rest of your day.
You too.
brother.
You
You
too.
too.
I
Thank
look
you.
forward to the next time.
Keep your spirits up, man.
Stay
It gets
strong. Stay strong, brother.
We will.
better. Yes,
Have a good
sir.
one.